Hey friend, and welcome to the Antidote. The Antidote. And in this training, we're going to discuss 8 keys to overcoming the venom from within the camp. Now, I know a lot of you guys have experienced this before, right? Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you having situations in your family, whether you having situations with your coworkers, the Antidote is going to show you how to overcome a lot of the things that we deal with on a daily basis. And sometimes we deal with on a weekly or a monthly basis, but the antidote is all about overcoming situations, right? And so I'm going to show you exactly what to do in order to overcome this venom in the camp. Now, before we really get started, I want you to understand a very key principle when it comes to overcoming what I'm going to call the venom within the camp. And I'm going to explain to you what venom is. But before we dig in, I want you to understand that your success is a threat to the average thinker. See, the majority of the people that you're probably associated with are average thinkers. They think that they can do just enough to get by or just enough on the job not to get fired. But that's thinking average. My background is actually that of a school teacher. And, every student was after the 100%. They wanted what they believed was the perfect score when it came to a test or a quiz or an assignment. And everybody was chasing after the 100%. But understand that if everyone receives the 100% grade, then everyone is just average. And so I want you to understand that in order for you to overcome a lot of the challenges that you're going to face, in whether it's entrepreneurship or whether it's, again, in relationships, you have to think beyond the average thinker. And in order to do that, the first key is to understand, again, that your success is a threat to the average thinker. And I'm going to show you how to overcome that. Now, so before we really dig into this, let me first explain who we are, because you may be looking at this right now and you may say, who are these individuals and what qualifies them to actually share with me on how to overcome the things that I'm currently going through. So let me talk about my amazing wife. First and foremost, of course, she's a wife. She's a mom. She's a beauty coach. She's the co-founder of Mama Slays. She has 13 plus years beauty industry experience. She's worked with TV, film, and makeup artists over the course of her career. She has over 16 plus years of business management experience. She's an entrepreneur and she's a industry mentor. Now, myself, of course, I'm a husband, I'm a father. I started teaching at the age of 19 years old. At 19 years old, and I don't say that to brag or boast, but I say that because if I can do it, then I want you to understand that you can do it too. And some of the principles that I'm going to share with you in this training tonight is going to help you understand how I was able to accomplish that. All right. So started my teaching career at the age of 19. I became a principal at the age of 25. Outside of my workplace, I'm a public speaker, I'm a leadership development coach, I'm an author, and of course an entrepreneur. Okay, what you see here is my wife Jaquel and I's pride and joy, and that is our family. Okay, we have a large family. In our local community they call us the Brady Bunch, but we love the title, we love the responsibility, because all of our children are filled with joy, they're happy, and they are doing very, very well. So this is a picture of our entire family, and as you can see, they're filled with different personalities and characteristics, and so this is what we're all about. So let's dig into this. All right, let's dig into this. Understand this: you are not responsible for someone else's success. So many times we go through life and we dictate what we're going to do or what we're not going to do based on the success of someone else. Here's what I mean by that. A lot of times we decide to move forward in our dreams. We decide to move forward in the ambitions or our goals. And it's usually contingent upon what someone else's opinion is of us. All right. So let me give you a prime example. my son, for example, who graduates this year. As a matter of fact, he graduated yesterday, and at the time of this recording. And one of the conversations that we've been having together is understanding that everybody's going to have their opinion about what you should be doing once you go off to college, or if you choose to go off to college. Everybody's going to have their opinion on what they think should happen for your life. But I was sharing with him, I want you to understand that you are responsible for your success. No one else has to walk this path for you, and you have to be content with the decision that you make. And so I want to share that with you as we dig into these 8 key principles on overcoming the venom from within the camp. And that is, you are not responsible for someone else's success. You know, for years I felt guilty. I felt bad about pursuing success and actually fulfilling destiny and purpose in my life because I didn't want to, quote unquote, offend someone else based on my success. And so you have to be able to overcome that. So let's talk about what venom is. I told you I was going to discuss what venom is so we can all be on the same page when it comes to understanding how to overcome the venom. Okay, so when we're discussing venom, first and foremost, we're talking about criticism. I know some of you watching this right now have had your fair share of criticism. Understand this, right? You will face criticism. As long as you're doing something worthwhile and something that's changing the world, you are going to face criticism, okay? You're also going to face ridicule. You're going to face lies and opposition. You're going to face some backstabbing. And all of this compiles into what I call the venom, okay? And you're probably looking at this list of things right now and you're saying, man, I'm going through this right now. Someone lied on me at work not too long ago. I'm facing opposition. No matter which way I turn, it seems like I'm being faced with opposition, or my coworker that I thought had my back actually began to backstab me just so he or she can get promoted on their job. Or you may be ridiculed for the way you do things or the way that you choose not to do certain things. All right, so this is the venom. Now, so let's dig into this. Key number 1 in overcoming the venom is you have to know your value. You have to know what you bring to the table. When you know beyond a shadow of a doubt what you bring to the table, then it breeds a sense of confidence that no one can shake. And if you are going to overcome the things that people are going to throw your way, then you have to know your value. You have to know why you are a significant part of the team. Now, again, the team could be a relationship, it can be entrepreneurship, it can be on at your job. Just understand that you have something of value that other people need, and if you choose not to release that value, then you are robbing the entire team. And so you have to know your value. All right, I want you to understand that you have to refuse to give mental recognition to the possibility of defeat. Usain Bolt, a lot of people thinks that he is cocky or arrogant a lot of times, but when you really pay attention to his confidence, he's not arrogant. He just refuses to lose. And that's how you have to be. You have to refuse to lose in your life. And when you do that, then you can overcome the venom a lot easier than you may have been able to in the past. Every single morning, I say to myself, I refuse to give mental recognition to the possibility of defeat. I will not lose. Why? Because I know the value that I bring to the marketplace. Key number 2, you have to listen for the rattles in the grass. What do I mean by that? When I say you have to listen for the rattles in the grass, I want you to understand that everybody who claims to be is not on your team. Let me say that again. Everybody who claims to be is not on your team. We have a tendency a lot of times to try to drag people along with us because we want everyone to experience the destiny that we have fulfilled for us. Well, newsflash to you, everybody's not supposed to go where you're supposed to go. As a matter of fact, I remember a business mentor of mine sharing a principle with me, and he said, you know, Mike, as you climb the ladder of success in your given field, I want you to picture this like an elevator. He said, people would get on the elevator, and as you go higher and higher and higher, some people's nose will begin to bleed because they can't take such elevated levels, right? And so some people would get off on level 2 in your life. Some people would get off at level 3 in your life. Some people would take it all the way up to level 10. But beyond level 10, some people might get lightheaded. Some people, again, may start to get a nosebleed, and they say, I'm going to get off on this level, and then understand that they're going to ridicule you, they're going to criticize you, they're going to bombard you with their opinion because they can't see themselves on the level that you're climbing. So you have to be okay and content with understanding that everybody who claims to be will not and is not on your team. You see, understand that critics feed off of your timidity and low self-esteem. This is why, again, going to key number 1, that you have to understand your value. When you understand your value, it breeds, again, a sense of confidence. Now, this sense of confidence, again, is a threat to the average thinker, remember? And so the critics, the people that will criticize you for moving forward in your life, they feed off of your timidity. And so if you show them that you're dealing with low self-esteem, if you're showing them that you're not willing to speak up for yourself, then they feed off of that. And if you allow them to feed off of that, then they can actually dictate your mindset. When they dictate your mindset, then they control your future, right? And that leads me to key number 3. Key number 3 is simply this: build a bridge with every brick that they will throw at you. Build a bridge with every brick that they throw at you. What is a brick? A brick, again, is the backstabbing. The brick is that list of venom, right? The brick are those things that they throw in your face to try to make you feel guilty about moving forward in your life. You got to understand that when things like that happen, your responsibility is to smile in the face of all opposition. Now, I'm not speaking from a place of arrogance. I'm not speaking from a place where, you're getting on somebody's nerves and you're intentionally trying to, push a hot button. But you have to smile when people come against you. You have to smile when you're faced with opposition, right? I love the story in the Bible of David and Goliath, where instead of running from the opposition, David took the resources that he had available, which were a couple smooth stones, and he ran towards opposition. He didn't run from it, but he, with all boldness, he said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine who dares to go against my God?" Right? So you have to be the same way. Smile in the face of all opposition, and then once you begin to smile in the face of all opposition, then it will lead you to key number 4, which will help you to function in what I call stealth mode, right? Help you to function in what I call stealth mode. Like this little puppy here that is ready to pounce on this little cat that don't have a clue on what's going on. You have to function in stealth mode. Now, what do I mean when I say function in stealth mode? Stop letting everybody know your every move, right? You don't have to go on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and let everybody know what new project you have coming up. Just keep working. Just keep doing what it is that you need to do. And that way, when they see the success, one or two things are going to happen. They're going to try to increase the venom in your life, or they're going to simply back off because they realize that they can't phase you. Is this making sense? And so you have to be in a stealth mode all the time. Okay. Understand this principle. Snakes locate food through the prey's vibration. And again, This goes back to your timidity and your low self-esteem. Snakes locate their food through their praise vibration. Now, what do I mean when I say the praise vibration? Simply put, are you recognizably fearful? Do people intimidate you by their position or their titles? And if they do, then you're giving off the vibration. You're giving off the vibration of your prey. And so you have to be able to overcome that. Now, it's not the easiest thing to do, because a lot of times if we're going through life and we don't understand our value, we don't understand what we're bringing to the table, then that fear is like a dog, for example. They smell fear and they will attack at any given moment. So you have to understand when you're giving off vibrations. Is this making sense? Are you recognizably fearful? Key number 5 says simply this: love people where they are, right? Going back to the principle of the elevator. Everybody can't go with you, but that doesn't mean that you have to turn around and hate on them. Love people where they are. Now, let me break this down for you just a little more. I remember a acronym from a very, very wise man, and he said love is simply letting others have victory at your expense. Wow. Letting others have victory at your expense. Sometimes you have to let people talk. Sometimes you have to let people run their mouth. You have to let people basically see you succeed, and you have to be able to deal with this, the bricks, again, that they're throwing at you, but you got to love them anyway. When you love them anyway, you're showing them that whatever you do, whatever you say, I'm going to move forward. Your venom is not bothering me. Like, I have the antidote. Like, you can't penetrate where I'm at right now. Is this making sense? See, because when you function in that way, then you begin to understand and come to grips with the fact that people will not always think like you. Okay, this was one of the strongest principles and most beneficial principles that I've heard growing up during that time when I was going through very, very tough times. And that is, never assume that others think like you. Okay. Not to put a dagger in the confidence of people, but if you put too much confidence in people, they will disappoint you every single time. All right. And I know it sounds cruel, but people don't think like you, and don't assume that others think as you do, because when you do, you set yourself up to be disappointed. All right. Think about this. Romans 13 chapter 8 says, be indebted to no one except to love, or to one another in love. For he who loves his neighbor has fulfilled the law. Right? So how do you do this? You soften the blow of disappointment by lowering your expectations of others. Again, I know it sounds cold, but we're talking about an antidote, right? You have to find a way to become resilient against when people come against you. Lower your expectations. Now, I'm not saying that you lower your expectations in what people can do and what they can achieve, but you lower your expectations of others in regards to your success. Don't depend on someone else to do or to put things in motion for you, because again, when you do, you will be disappointed. Very good chance that you will be disappointed. Key number 6, become so good at what you do that you can't be denied. You know, it's really interesting. Just recently, this phenomenal golfer, Tiger Woods, shocked the world. They counted him out, right? He had some things that he was going through. He had gone through some troubling times, but he said, become hell or high water, I'm going to come back on top. I'm going to be the person that I know I am. I'm going to become so good that they will never deny me. Now, look at him now. People counted him out, walking around with pictures at his golf tournament, as a matter of fact, with his mugshot, trying to intimidate him. But he had this focus that says, you will not stop me. You will not defeat me. And he's so good that you can't deny it. You can say whatever you want, but you can't deny it. So how do we do this? How do we become so good that you can't be denied? Number 1, you have to discover your gift. When you discover your gift, you have to cultivate that gift. When you cultivate that gift, now you have to make a conscious decision that you are going to expose that gift. When you discover your gift, when you cultivate the gift, and when you expose the gift, it leads you to key number 7, which is to move. Now, what does move mean? Move simply means you're managing obstacles while gaining victorious experiences. Every single day, you're managing obstacles, but too many people are like the elephant with the chain wrapped around his foot, right? And knowing that with one little tug, they can break away from the chain, but because of all the things that they've had to endure, they believe that they're shackled for the rest of their lives. So again, you have to manage these obstacles while you're gaining victorious experiences. When you do that, you begin to shift your paradigm and get excited about the opposition. I'm reminded of a scripture in James that says, "Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect, entire, wanting nothing." And when you do that, then it can lead you to key number 8, which is to simply choose happiness first. You have to choose happiness. You have to choose joy in your life. Don't allow someone else to dictate this for you. You have to choose happiness first. When you choose happiness first, what that means is you never allow others to steal your joy in life. You never allow others to steal your peace of mind. You never allow others to dictate how you're going to wake up in the morning, how you're going to lay your head down at night. When you do that, what I mean is you have to have a sense of gratitude every single day. Think about this. You're listening to my voice right now, where some people don't have the ability to hear me speak, right? They don't have the ability to hear you say I love them or I love you, right? Some people don't have the ability to be able to see your face every single morning or take another breath of fresh air. You have to wake up with gratitude every single day. When you wake up with gratitude every single day, it helps you to understand that you have a lot to be thankful for. And when you wake up every day with gratitude, with thanksgiving in your heart, then the venom that people throw at you is ricocheted every single time. You've been built and you've been equipped to not be affected by the venom. You don't become paralyzed when they stick the venom in you, because the antidote has the foundation of it is to be fulfilled with gratitude, right? Don't retaliate. Okay? Don't retaliate. Get stronger. Get stronger every single day. Take the bricks. Take the criticism. And understand that when you do this, then you can overcome the venom from within the camp. Here is a promise that I can make to you with all guarantee. The promise that I have for you is that you will face opposition. The promise that I have for you is that it will be tough. The promise that I have for you is that people will hate on you. The promise that I have for you is that people will lie on you. The promise that I have for you is that people will stab you in the back. People will cheat you. People will dog you out. But when you understand that you have value to bring, when you understand that you've been equipped with everything you need to overcome the venom that people throw at you, you understand that retaliation is not necessary, but you are intentionally getting stronger by developing yourself, by developing the resolve to be everything that God has created you to be. And when you do that, you can overcome anything that someone throws at you. Hopefully, this was value added to you. Listen, you have what it takes to overcome the venom. You have what it takes. People will test you. But when you understand that you are the solution to a problem that exists in the earth right now, then the venom is just a test. The venom is just a test to test your resolve to see if you really believe that you are destined for success. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for investing these few moments with you. Reach out to me. If there's anything that we can do to assist you in overcoming the venom in your life, we want to help you. We want to coach you. So thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll see you next time. And remember that when you are living in your purpose, There's no such thing as competition. Until next time, God bless. Good night.